Hey, this is the game, Triple H. You know, the Ultimate Warrior was one of the biggest, most iconic, energetic, powerful, and absolutely memorable characters in the history of the WWE. Before his passing, he and I spoke about a project that he was very passionate about, and it's finally come to fruition here. So it's my honor right now to give you a first look at The Ultimate Warrior, A Life Lived Forever. This is a very special book. Warrior and I talked a lot about this before his passing, and it's a look at not only the man in the paint, but as you see, the man behind the paint. This is a look inside his life, at the bodybuilder who became a wrestler, who went on to become a WWE superstar and eventually a WWE Hall of Famer. I was honored to write the introduction to this book, and I think you're gonna love it. The book is an amazing story about redemption, and there are a lot of personal items in here and personal effects that you would never get to see anyplace else. One that's very near and dear to me is a personal note that the Ultimate Warrior wrote to me when we came to terms on his return, his ambassador deal in the Hall of Fame. He wrote a personal handwritten note over the top of the contract, and it's one of the things I cherish most. Entrance music sets the tone for who and what a WWE superstar is. The Ultimate Warrior maybe had the most famous entrance music of all time.
It's the Ultimate Warrior! Listen to this place go crazy!
This is the original sheet music written by Jim Johnston for the Ultimate Warrior. One of a kind. There are also bits and pieces of history in here that you just cannot find anywhere else. Here is an example of the Ultimate Warrior's wrestling license from the state of Oregon. Good luck finding that anywhere else. Throughout the book, there are various hand-painted pieces of artwork that were done by the Ultimate Warrior himself. Personal looks inside, if you read them, of who he was as a man and what he believed in. The Hall of Fame was a very special night for a lot of people. For myself, for the Ultimate Warrior, also for Vince McMahon. This would be the first time that Warrior and Vince would stand in the same room, rekindling a friendship that had gone by the wayside for far too long. You get Vince's feeling on that night and that whole situation here. For he and Vince to reconcile, it made him happier than anything, and I think it made Vince happier than anything. And to me, this one photo sort of encapsulates the whole journey. This is one of the last times in my mind that I can recall being face to face with Warrior. You see the smile on his face. It was the smile that I hadn't seen him without all weekend. This kind of says it all to me about the process and about the story of bringing him back home. One of the things that Warrior was adamant about, he wanted to be able to hand out these masks and have all the Warriors be represented. This mask sort of symbolizes what was inside him and what he wanted to get out one last time to the millions of fans around the world that believed in the Warrior.
I am Ultimate Warrior. You are the Ultimate Warrior fans. And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Warrior was about leaving a legacy. From the statue that immortalizes him, all the way through to the Warrior Award, which symbolizes what he always stood for, which is always believe.